Hi, welcome to Abby's Book Reviews. This is my August wrap-up. I think I'm missing a book. If I find it, I will add it in, but if not, you'll hear me just talking. First up, I finished listening to Artemis, Fowl and the Eternity Code by Owen Colfer. This is the third in the Artemis, Fowl series, and I am really enjoying going back and listening to this series that I read when I was younger. Tilly and the Book Wondrous by Anna James. This is the first in the Pages and Company series, and I did not know what to expect with this. It is 10, it's a late middle grade, and oh my gosh, just so different to anything that I could have thought of, which is why authors write books and not me. Basically, one of her favourite book characters appears in the bookshop that she lives in, and then one of her other favourite book characters appears, and then she ends up going into their worlds, and then basically discovers all these secrets that exist, and it's just, oh my gosh, amazing. The second one comes out in a couple of months, I think. I am going to wait for the paperback though, so I can match with this one, but oh my gosh, yeah, cannot wait for the sequel. The Truth About Keeping Secrets by Savannah Brown. This was a tough read, I think mostly because the amount that it went into grief. So it's Sydney trying to work out what happened to her dad, because her dad dies right at the beginning. Well, the beginning is he's dead, in a car accident, and basically the police say it was just an accident. Sydney's like, nope, don't want to know. He was killed. So it's her trying to come to terms with him having died. It's her trying to work out if he was killed or not. It's her, because of the grief, splintering from her friends she already has, and then becoming friends with someone that is nothing like her, she thought. So yes, it's about friendships, it's about grief, it's about people understanding, so I suppose empathy and sympathy. It's kind of a crime in a way, but yes, it is very good. It's just very hard-hitting and took an emotional toll on me. Like, yeah, I did find it hard to get through. Maybe I have some unresolved issues. The Furthest Station by Ben Aronovich. This is book 5.5 in the Rivers of London series. I've put this off for I don't know how long, because it is set in Cheshire, and like where I grew up is like technically here. So I put it off because I felt it was too close to home. I don't know why I put it off. It is amazing. It's 118 pages. So quick to get through and so good, and I just love this series so much, and most of it's set in London, but again, it's really nice to see it out of London as well. Lies Sleeping by Ben Aronovich. This is the 7th in the Rivers of London series. It's kind of set all around London. It starts in Chiswick, but it is set all over London, whereas most of them are like more focused on one area. It brings a lot of the series together. The main story that's been running through it does come kind of to a close, but it is going to continue, and I cannot wait for the rest of the series. The October Man by Ben Aronovich. This is book 7.5. Again, it's a novella. It is 180 odd pages long. It is set in Trier in Germany. So again, away from London. I love it being in another country. We get to experience more of the magic police around the world, more of the politics of the world. Nightingale and Grant are mentioned, but not in it. And I just thought it was really interesting developing the story in a different way of having a different police force, more politics, you know, a different history as well, and hopefully this will link into further books in the series. Then I read The Caged Queen by Kristen Cicerelli. I currently don't know where my book is, which is not helpful. It is the second in the Last Namsara trilogy. The final one comes out later this year, and I cannot wait for it. I read Last Namsara 18 months ago-ish, almost 2 years ago when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. I remember there being dragons in it, and that was about all I remembered. Reading Caged Queen is a companion, it isn't a straight sequel. It does continue on from the Last Namsara. I think it's about 6 months later, but it follows different characters within it. For the final book coming out, I think I may reread Last Namsara and Caged Queen, even though I've just read Caged Queen. I think I'm going to binge the trilogy together because then it'll make more sense to me. But it is very good, very worth reading. I love the politics in it. I don't really want to say too much. Love dragons. Yeah, just love the politics and the intrigue in it. Really interesting. Then I read Am I Normal Yet by Holly Bourne. This is the first in the Spinster Club's trilogy, although there is a 4th book, but I think it's a novella. As it says on the back, this content is not for younger readers. This is set at Sixth Form College, so it is 16 and 17 year olds, definitely not designed for people, I would say, younger than 14. Really? Maybe not even 15-year-olds. Depends how mature you are. Oh my gosh. The representation in this, and I cannot wait to read the rest of this trilogy. I think I'm going to read it in November. Oh my gosh. Just, it's a girl who has OCD and has, I think it's generalised anxiety, but so good, so hard hitting, hit my heart as well. As Holly put in the front, normal equals overrated, which is so true. I love how it's like recovery diary, and like, you know, it has the date, it has how much medication she's on, thoughts, homework that she's been set and that she's set herself, and then it like reads through until the next part of the diary, so you know roughly when it's set. I love the Spinster Club. I so wish that we'd been able to set something up like that at school, like, being able to reclaim the word spinster, make it not necessarily cool, but make it not mean, frumpy women who don't, basically old cat ladies that don't get married. Like, there is nothing wrong with being a cat lady, being unmarried, you know, just, we need to retake that word, ladies, and I love this. I love making it like more of a feminine stance. I loved the Spinster Club meetings that they had, and I'm hoping that we'll have more of that in the 2 follow-on books, which from what I've read, book 2 is set from one of the other girls' points of view, and then the 3rd book is from the 3rd girl's point of view from the Spinster Club, which I am so excited for, to have one book from each of them. That just sounds amazing. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I did not know what to, I didn't really know much about this before I went into it, apart from the fact that it's about like a magical library. This is amazing. I wish there was more. I wish that it wasn't a standalone. I wish it was a series, but it does wrap up nicely. I would love to spend more time in this world. Oh my gosh. Just like the story, the politics, the love interest, the slow burn, the demons, the magic system, the libraries. Oh my gosh, the friendships as well. The friendships are amazing. Loved this so much. Wish I could reread it for a first time. So good. The City Sun by Tom Pollock. This is the first in the Skyscraper Throne trilogy. It's an urban fantasy. It is set in London. It's about Crane, who is modernisation basically, and destroying the old and creating skyscrapers and taking over the world. Well, taking over London. Then it is Lady of Our Streets, who is kind of Mother Thames in a way. She is the old side of London, and it's about trying to protect London from the modernisation. She has these like different armies, kind of. So there's pavement priests, which are statues. There are the light people. I can't remember what they're called now, but there's like two different shades of light in the UK. I'm not sure about anywhere else, but it's the white light versus the amber light, and they don't like each other, but it's about trying to pull them together against Crane and his people, which are like scaffold wolves and men and wire monsters. Oh my gosh, so scary. And then my final book was The Steel Prince Bind Up by V. Schwab. I loved this so much, and I cannot wait for the other graphic novels. That is it for my August wrap up. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It would make my day. Enjoy the book you're reading, and I will speak to you soon.